Peekaboo, peekaboo, honey. We have a lot to talk about today, but in a short period of time. So I'm going to move quickly. If you're in the replay, skip ahead to about 6 minutes. If you are in the bushes or in the chat, please hang tight because we got to talk about Angie Stone, Kourtney Kardashian and her son child, Conan O'Brien cooking Drake at the Oscars, okay? And on top of that, Drake being busted, it seems that he didn't really settle with iHeart Media, but we'll talk about it. Hang tight. Oh, yeah, baby. Peace, world, peace. Welcome or welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks, aka the $1 trillion goddess. I am Goddess Dawn, FYI. Goddess, if you nasty, honey. And they also call me the Queen of Info, okay? I'll be coming with the shit, okay? But listen, we got some things to talk about, some serious things, specifically the passing of the queen, the legendary, the iconic, the epic Angie Stone. So sad to hear this news, and especially being that it was due to a tragic car accident or a car crash. And we're going to get right into it. But before I do that, real quick, let me just say hi to my people in the chat showing up for your girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. My warriors, my chosen ones. We got Chrissy Power in the building. Wow, Wayne showed up as he tends to do. Am I going to have to start cutting you? I might not. Listen, I need to get some cash apps before I can do that. But PJ Corleone popped up in here, as is Faye Crosslink UK. Faye in the building. Hello, ma'am. Baby Yoda popped in with some bells. Thank you so much. And listen, Baby Yoda, that 1923 that you got me watching is traumatizing. We'll talk about that later on the phone. What's going on, Miss Green? Yes, definitely R.I.P. Angie Stone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, thank you for the compliment on the music. That's Kendrick Lamar all day, baby. GNX. Yes. This is what we do on the West Coast. West Coast is the best coast. All right. Thank you for the bells, Wild Wang. We ring bells over here. And I'm ringing bells for Miss Angie Stone. If not for all the copyright stuff, I would play her music. But R.I.P. Miss Angie Stone, gone too soon. First, I want to get into the logistics of what actually happened. Then we're going to get into, with regard to Angie Stone, the fact that she was on the internet before her passing, telling us that they were after her, okay, and that she was being robbed by Universal Music Group. She was about to sue them. I mean, then we got Al B. Sure sharing their personal messages between each other, and I think he is trying to help, but we're going to get into that because honestly, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really read through and through. Okay, I'm kind of going through this with you at the same time that I'm learning some of this stuff. So, but I do know that he shared some messages, and I saw people saying that it really wasn't his place to do that. So I'm curious to see what these messages actually said. Okay, so we'll get into that first, and then we'll talk about Kourtney Kardashian trying to defend her son Mason amidst rumors that he has a child. And I think he's 15. They say the child is 1 year old, which means he would have conceived this kid at like 13. And a lot of people are saying that Kourtney faked her pregnancy in order to cover up his baby child. But she has come out to straighten us out on the rumors. And then listen, the Oscars were last night. I don't know if y'all watched the Oscars because I checked out of the Oscars years ago. However, although I did see that slap Will Smith put on poor Chris, but that was me watching the viral moments as I typically do. And this time around, child, why did Conan O'Brien cook your boy Drake? who, by the way, is back on Instagram with his duck lips. Okay. He left his tour early, if you don't know. 4 dates early. He canceled or said he was going to reschedule. I don't know that he will. And then there's some little kerfuffling around about this iHeart Media settlement. We'll get into that. And then we got Lizzo, honey. She don't even look the same. She has gone through a whole body transformation. Call it a body revenge, but yeah, that's her. So yeah, let's get into Miss Angie. All right. So according to AP, Grammy-nominated R&B singer Angie Stone dies in a car crash. Heartbreaking. So Grammy, this is in Montgomery, Alabama. Grammy-nominated R&B singer Angie Stone, member of the all-female hip-hop trio The Sequence, known for the hit song Wish I Didn't Miss You, was killed early Saturday in a car crash. She was 63. About 4 a.m., the vehicle she was riding in back to Atlanta from Alabama flipped over and was subsequently hit by a big rig. Music producer and Stone's longtime manager, Walter Millsap III, told Associated Press in an email, everyone else in the cargo van survived except for Stone. What? The Alabama Highway Patrol said in a news release that the 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van turned over on Interstate 65 about 4:25 a.m. Saturday before being hit by a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia truck driven by a 33-year-old man from Texas. Excuse me, I have a hiccup. Angie Stone was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash was about 5 miles south of the Montgomery city limits. The Sprinter driver and seven others in the van were taken to Baptist Medical Center for treatment. Officials continue to investigate the cause. Millsap said he learned the news from Angie Stone's daughter, Diamond, and longtime The Sequence member, Blondie. Is that the same daughter she was like physically fighting a couple years ago? Somebody had a tooth knocked out. Poor Angie. Listen, the whole entire globe is mourning Angie Stone. But I want to get into a couple things I came across. I think I'll start with where she was actually heading to and how they found out what happened. Let me pull that up real quick. Happy Monday, by the way. We got to remember to keep our vibes up, child. That's the secret. Keep your vibes up. Okay, I found what I was looking for here. Let me pause that.
Let me have your attention in the arena. Let me have your attention in the arena.
Let me pause this and make sure you can hear it. Can you hear the audio? I just paused it, but did you hear the guy announcing attention in the arena? Let me know before I continue this, because sometimes this thing be tripping. You there, Wayne? Did you hear him announcing? Okay, you could hear? Okay, good. Okay, so this is where she was actually heading on that Sprinter van. And I'm surprised. I mean, it said from Atlanta to Alabama. I don't know the distance. I'm very bad at geography, by the way. But it seems to me, as far as she has come in her career, as long as she's been doing this, she's still going to dates from in a Sprinter van from state to state. I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, maybe she didn't want to get on a plane, because you see these planes have been dropping out the sky lately. So let's get back to this is what happened.
Let me have your attention in the arena. Let me have your attention in the arena. If I can have your attention real quick. So for our men's game, the halftime artist was to have been Angie Stone. On her way to Baltimore, she was killed in an accident. And so our hearts are broken. This is crushing news. And we want to keep her family and her fans in our thoughts and prayers. And so I'm going to ask real quickly that you'll pause for a moment of silence. Now, on the count of three, I want you to put her name in the atmosphere. 1, 2, 3. God, we thank you for that gift. We pray her life's work keeps ringing and singing in our hearts. Strength for her family and now her extended family. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Wow, wow, wow. Imagine playing that game after hearing that announcement too. There were people in these comments saying that they should have canceled the game. I don't know that there's a lot that goes into putting these productions on, but I do understand that sentiment. It's just terrible. I also want to go into, let's see, some things that were going on with Miss Stone. Now, this guy, I follow him on YouTube as well as really every platform. He goes by Dewan B. He's very musically inclined as far as his knowledge on music history, and he's always given the facts on things. And he actually interviewed Jaguar Wright on his YouTube channel with regard to Angie Stone and her contribution to not only soul music, R&B, but hip hop as well, and neo soul. He says here, Angie Stone was a hip hop pioneer with the first all-female group, The Sequence, that gets overlooked. She also got overlooked as a pioneer of neo soul with her work on Brown Sugar by D'Angelo. May her legend be told in death louder than it was told during her life. Yeah, she was definitely somebody who was kind of overlooked. I mean, we knew who she was, of course, most of us, many of us. But I think the younger generations, like, she didn't resonate. She didn't grow, like I said, on a Sprinter van, a 2021 Sprinter van at that. I mean, it's 2025. Like, she, to me, should have been not, she just seemed like she shouldn't have been on that level to me. But that could have been her choice, like I said. That stuff, I think, comes out of people's budgets. Maybe she didn't want to spend all that money. I don't know. So here she is, one of her, I think, more recent videos, that she was actually posting videos on the internet. I'm not sure if she was on TikTok or YouTube or both, but she was telling stories, I think since the Diddy stuff started happening, since he was arrested, of her own music industry experiences, talking about how she discovered some of her music money, her royalties, weren't being paid to her. She said she was looking for her money and found that, well, I'm going to play this video and we'll see what it says. I'll fill in whatever blanks I have. This is only just short of a 2-minute video.
After 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I'm truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people. I have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem? I have to give up.
Wow, wow, wow. And she was definitely on to something, and it's definitely real fishy. She was the only one in that Sprinter van, and I understand she didn't have her seatbelt on, but everybody else did. Everybody else survived. And from what it sounded like, as far as the news report that I just read goes, the van had already flipped over, and then it got hit by the big rig. I mean, it just don't sound right. It's something off. And on top of that, late last year, she had an illness. From what I was reading earlier, they said it was a blood disease. I'm not sure if it stemmed from her kidney, but something was going on. And I do remember her also having said that they were after her. She was being targeted or something to that effect. It's just, it's really sad because this at the same time, we lost Biggie Smalls' mom, Valletta Wallace. Let me see if I have the thing that I had saved about what I saw about her. And then we'll get back to I'll Be Sure and what he said. Hold on, child. Oh, this is, listen, I have another channel, The Nosy Goddess, Nozey Goddess. And I talked about Latasha Scott of Escape over there. Go check that video out because this girl stay lying, child. But that's over there on that channel. Please support. Okay, here we go. All right. So like I said, Biggie Smalls' mom, Valletta Wallace, she passed away, 72 years old. They said she was in hospice. And this was not even, was it about a week ago, if that? Well, now it's being reported. This was just reported a couple of days ago. The Notorious B.I.G.'s publishing and publicity rights to be sold for over $100 million. The deal could be in the $150 million range. Now, from what I understood, Ms. Valletta Wallace was in charge of the estate. She was the one who grew the estate from $10 million to over $150 million. So now she hasn't even been properly put in her grave, and all his stuff is already in a deal for sale already. I pray that his children are benefiting from all the proceeds and everything else that's going to happen, but this is fishy. On top of that, she had a lawsuit. The estate, had a lawsuit against a company called iCanvas, who had illegally used images of Biggie and put them on T-shirts and had sold them to all kind of retailers who she was suing as well. Target, I think they said Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, and a couple other retailers. She had a lawsuit pending for this as well. So it just seems weird. These people are passing away when they have all these things, this money and, transactional things happening right over their heads or right under their nose. It is definitely something I hope that gets uncovered. I really do hope the people who should be getting the money from these estates and whatever is due to these people get the money. These people had children, grandchildren, probably, who knows, brothers, sisters, whoever. It's just not right, in my opinion. So back to Angie Stone. Let me see if I can find I'll Be Sure's thing. It might be on Instagram. Hold on. Let me pull up Instagram, child. I have a bunch of saved stuff on here too. Let's see. I'll be sure. He seems to be always in the news and it's never nothing good. Okay, I might have to do a search. Give me a second to find that. It might be on TikTok. Hold on one second. I'll be sure Angie Stone. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, I know what I'm about to say is going to sound a little mean. Okay, I'm just being honest. All right, but this is how I see the situation. You don't have to like my opinion, but I'm just saying. Okay, so news that Angie Stone, singer songwriter, passed away in a car accident. Right, she was in her 60s. It's very unfortunate what happened to her. My condolences to her family, her friends, those who were close to her, right? So here's my thing, okay? I'll be sure, right? He felt that it was appropriate enough to disclose the fact that apparently she was sickly and she was on the donor list, right? And see, this is my issue this is why I say, as Black women, we have to be careful celebrating Black men. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. I know it's people out there, oh, you're always shaming Black men. This lady literally made a song. Let me tell you something. I grew up listening to R&B music, okay? I'm about to paint a picture for you. The only song that I could remember up until yesterday, I'm just being honest, was the song that say, and I had to try to remember some of the lyrics. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to go around asking people, what's the name of that song that go like, I'm going to try to remember at least one line from the song, and I'm going to try to Google it myself. So I'm literally trying to Google the lyrics. You see what I'm about to say, right? To the song, and it was called Brother, right? So when I looked at the lyrics on the website, I said, oh, this is a song with her celebrating Black men. Strong brother, there is no one above you. This lady literally made a whole song celebrating Black men, which I wouldn't have did, right? So saying how she believes in y'all can walk on Wall Street, y'all can be doctors, you could be anything you want to be in life, right? I find it mighty funny. This lady body ain't even been this lady body is still cold. This lady body they haven't even probably started preparing the body. I mean, this lady, she probably just arrived at the morgue maybe last night, or they probably haven't even, you know what I'm saying? She probably still have people flying in. They haven't even made the funeral arrangements yet. And who's one of the first people to jump on the internet and disclose this lady's business? Don't worry, I'll wait. A brother. Is I'll be sure Black? Am I tripping? I think I'll be sure is Black. I believe he's a Black man, correct? Who's one of the first people to jump on the internet? How disrespectful. How disrespectful to her family, to her real friends, to her sisters, to her children. How disrespectful. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. If Black people, bro, if a Black man ain't gonna do nothing else, he gonna raise my blood pressure. How disrespectful to her family. This lady, these people are still processing that lady body being flipped over 3 times in a car. What was supposed to be a day of celebration, her leaving an event, turned into a day where she left this earth. They haven't even paid their respect to this lady and her family yet. They haven't even made funeral arrangements yet. Songwriter.
Okay. I get where she's going and all of that, but what I really wanted to get to was the actual thing that he shared, which I finally found, child. So this site on Instagram, somebody named, I don't know, who was the site? 80 promos. I'll be sure gets dragged on Threads. That's why I couldn't find it, because I didn't go to Threads. For leaking personal text between him and Angie Stone. Complete clout chasing, they say. Public service announcement. Please don't text or message anything personal or secretive to I'll be sure. Wasn't even a full 24 hours before messages were being posted for the gram. Okay, and here's what apparently he shared. He said in the caption, I can't really gather my own thoughts at the moment to say anything close to describing the profoundly brave and amazing woman my sis star Angie Stone was. So I'll just let Angie say it to you all in our last text to each other. So Angie says, hey, hun, it's Angie Stone. Reaching out. Please give me a call ASAP. A lot of stuff happening regarding this transplant situation. I have 2 possible donors, but they are discriminating against Blacks now. It's been 5 years. And then he responds, hey there, Queen. Great to hear from you. I'm on the plane and will touch base with you as soon as I touch down, stat. And then she says, okay, King, I wanted to let you know that I have 2 donors, 10 negative and 10 positive family members, and trying to get some clearance on getting the transplant done because they're discriminating against Blacks at a certain age. I'm leery to deal with the hospital system here, so I was reaching out to you to see if there's something or someone you can suggest to me to help get this done. It's been 5 years now. I'm well overdue. Blood work is excellent, and I'm just waiting now. Call me when you get a moment and chop it up with me. I've been praying so hard for you ever since all this foolishness you've been saying for years finally been exposed and he going down. And you know she's talking about Diddy. I didn't realize just how much craziness you had actually gone through, and it's so unfortunate. Now that I'm praying for you and supporting you on everything that you got going on, I pray that your son Quincy and yourself lock horn again, and he walks away from that whole ratchet situation. As the whole world know, he deserves to be with his biological father at this time. I know that Kim is resting in paradise. She was born a couple of days before me, so I know her spirit well. I know how she rolled, and I can assure you she's been the one assisting you from the other side. Be blessed and know that I'm here for you. No matter what. Peace and blessings, King. And then he says, hey there, Queen, called you. I'm back on the ground. Good until 5 p.m. Central, and will be available for you later, of course. Let's go, love you. I'm on deck for you, Queen. And she said, love you too. Thank you, babe. I'm sitting in dialysis right now. And that was the end of what he shared. So seems like there was really no closure there. But you see how he shared this, and also in sharing this, it exposed her feelings about Diddy, his son. So he exposed his son in this as well. The fact that they're still, his son is still over there with Diddy seemingly, and not, mind you, his son is in his 30s. Okay. He's not a child. And then she brought up Kim Porter helping him from the other side. And that also alludes to the fact that Diddy probably has something to do with her, which we know. I mean, if you know me, you know that I know. So I don't know how y'all feel, but I actually felt guilty when I was reading this. Like, dang, this is, this be on, but it's already on the internet, right? Queen of info over here. But what do y'all think about this? I don't know how I feel about this. Let me get back to my save post here. Make sure I'm good on everything I wanted to share about Angie, but definitely rest in peace, Angie Stone. Oh, I did want to share this lastly. So, she and D'Angelo have a son together, and they apparently had sang something together here. Angie Stone and her son Michael D'Angelo, aka Squabo, train sing "Brother" on stage. Wait, let me come back over here. So much to me, you know just what I need. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You just ain't gone, got it going on. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Going through thick and thin, know that you're gonna win. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
One thing I need to do, I need to call and order all my gold and platinum records.
When I see videos of her,
You gonna pay for all that?
younger and starting out, and
because they
people
didn't pay
talking in the
for
background,
it. Was,
I want to
that's how much they was hating on me. But
like, do you know what you're
all the
watching?
stuff that I wrote on and worked on, I should have on the wall today.
The first time my mom was on
You got
MTV
flats
was
in
in
there, though.
'92.
My best work is not up there.
You got some dope paintings.
Yeah, but what
Wait, so that's her music. I guess that's him now.
we was order them and have them deliver them when they come in here. You can't.
I like the thing.
I got to call up there and find out how I go about doing it. One thing I need to do.
Wow.
Whenever you're facing down, others don't work it out. I got a shakeable face. Then you
God never died. I want you to know that I'll give you whatever you know that you know that
Wow, wow, wow. That's them when he was a baby. Well, they obviously had some special moments together, and he seems to be, I think he must be musically inclined. This caption says, Squabo trained as a talented rap artist and son of R&B singers D'Angelo and Angie Stone. It's no surprise this rap artist is musically inclined. It's in his DNA. Check out his latest release, Miss Angie's Son, now streaming on all platforms. They share his Instagram account, One Squabo Twain. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, listen, my heart goes out to him, all of her loved ones, condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of Angie Stone. And I'm sure her spirit is still working, as she says, from the other side on unfinished business. Expose them, Angie. Expose them all, child. What's going on, Juti? Happy Monday. Hey, Michelle. Good to see y'all. Thank you for being here. You said that sounds like Beautiful Spirit. You talking about Angie Stone? Yeah, I could see that. Yes, please like this video as you coming in or as you leaving. Thank you for popping in. If you're in the replay, I appreciate your support. Leave me a message, comment, let me know you were here. Michelle said, why we always gotta put each other down. Are you talking about I'll Be Sure? I don't know that he probably, I don't think I'll Be Sure thought Oh, the TikTok. Oh, the TikToker sounded like her. She kind of did now that I think about it. Okay, I get that. Michelle, I'm not sure who you saying was putting each other down. Are you talking about I'll be sure? Because to be honest, I don't think his intention was that. It just seems like he misses the mark and his decision making sometimes. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is with I'll be sure. He just seemed like sometimes he just be on the wrong side of things, the way he shares. But anyway, I'm gonna move on because I got a couple more things to talk about here. I guess we could start with Kourtney because she's right there on the screen. Kourtney Kardashian. I don't know if y'all heard about this. Her son Mason, um, there's been rumors going around, I think mostly on TikTok, that Mason is a father. Young Mason, 15 years old. And Mason now, I think he lives with his dad. And they're saying that because, she got this new marriage and these stepkids are now there and he's squeezed out, child. He just feels like it's enough for him. All that PDA they be doing. So I'm going to play one of the TikToks I saw talking about Mason and this child. And then we'll see what Kourtney had to say about it. Favorites. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me share the page. I'm so glad I checked.
Bama Barker losing the
Wait, hold on.
y'all, the Kardashians.
Yeah, so aside from this rumor about Mason, then you have Alabama Barker, her husband, Travis Barker's daughter, in this whole rap beef against Bad Baby, that Catch Me Outside girl. And that is some ghetto stuff, child. But aside from that, let's hear what she has to say.
Family got a whole lot going on. Between Bama Barker losing the mail slinging contest to Bad Baby, Kanye spazzing out on Twitter, and now this rumor that Kourtney's son, Mason Disick, who's only 15 years old, allegedly has a 1-year-old baby named Piper by some girl in his art class. Y'all know that group chat is bursting at the seams. But let's break down this Mason stuff because I have a couple theories here. Now, allegedly, Mason went online to his spam account, maybe his spam Instagram. I don't follow children on social media, so I don't know what social media platform he was spilling tea on. But I heard on some spam account, he was answering questions and he mentioned having a kid by some girl in his art class and that he slipped up and got some girl pregnant and the baby was like an accident baby. That's what I'm hearing. Again, this is allegedly, this is a rumor. Now, after he spilled the tea, he deleted the account. So we, again, can't prove that. But again, I have a couple theories here. Part of me feels like maybe he's trolling. And then the other part of me feels like maybe this is true. But I feel like, why would a 15-year-old boy with this much money have a kid? I'm sure his family has enough money to incentivize the young lady who's allegedly the mom to make the pregnancy not happen anymore. I'm pretty sure she's from money too, so money may not be an object, but also if it's true, why would he want to admit to being a father, especially only at 15? I imagine he would be embarrassed, like, and feel ashamed. I don't know, but I know his mother Kourtney has a very like new age style of parenting, so that's again kind of interesting and questionable. But also, this story makes me think of Solange's son Jules, how allegedly he had a kid a while back, and we never heard about it again, nor have we seen any traces of the mom or the baby. Now, Hollywood is one of those places where the truth is stranger than fiction. So, um, there could be something deeper going on here. It's been talked about with African and um, gold juice going around, and there being fertility cults and crazy stuff like that. So he may have been incentivized to go get somebody pregnant and go have a kid. Low key, that's what I think was going on with King Harris, T.I.'s son, having this random kid, out of the blue. So could be some strange shit going on. Let's just wait and see, and let's talk in the comments. Bye.
Wow. So there's another TikToker. I'm not going to play any more on this, but they actually showed the messages that he was putting up. It looked like it was Snapchat from what I could tell, but he was answering questions, and somebody said something about, "Are you a father?" He's like, "Yeah, her name is Piper." They said that the map on his Snapchat showed he was in Calabasas, so they believed it was him, even though there are people who saying you can manipulate that. He also said that they asked if he's in her life, and he said, "Yeah, I see her sometimes." And it was real casual, real laid back, real just kind of like real vague as well. But he was also just really spilling tea at the same time. So Kourtney since has come out. Let me go over to that. And she said this, I think her Instagram story. "I rarely address rumors or conspiracies regarding myself or my family, but this is about my child, and it feels wrong to let anyone think for a second that these lies are remotely true. They are not. Mason does not have a child. These accounts that pretend to be him are definitely not. They are fake. My son really values his privacy, and I'm asking all media to please be respectful. He is a kid with feelings and a beautiful life ahead of him. Please stop spreading false narratives and spinning lies. And to all the other people making videos about my kids, who, by the way, are minors, please stop and leave them alone." Okay. Well, so the caption says, this is from the Shade Room. "Kourtney Kardashian, don't play with her. She's addressing rumors that her 15-year-old son, Mason Disick, has a child. She says the rumors are false as she asks people to respect her privacy as well as the privacy of her other children. The comments are saying she said, play with Alabama, but don't play with her son." She didn't come out and say nothing about Alabama and that whole thing with Bad Baby, and that went real low. Somebody said this must be a Calabasas rumor because who has heard this? It's all over TikTok. But, if you're not on TikTok, I guess you wouldn't really know. Somebody said, "I feel like Mason started the rumors." He did, because he's the one that put the information out there. If that was really him, I kind of believe it, to be honest, because somebody pointed out that I guess on their reality show, they had a birthday party or some type of party. I don't know if it was an Easter party, and they said that, or a Christmas party, but there was either a present or a basket or something that had the name Piper on it. And they were questioning that, being that he's saying this daughter of his is named Piper. Nevertheless, child, good luck to all of them. And if he is a father, that child will be well taken care of. So I'm sure there's no need to worry, unless it's true with this TikToker was saying we were just listening to, talking about how people are in Hollywood, especially are behind some of these nefarious fertility farms, and that they are basically having their kids have these babies so they could use the stuff, there's things they say happen with these babies, child. This acrinodrome, I think, is what they supposedly drain from the baby's blood to make people stay young, and sacrificing all kind of crazy stuff. Anyway, we can move on from this. Let me come over to the chat and see if y'all have anything to say. No? Okay. We can move on. What else are we talking about today? I guess I'll talk about Conan O'Brien clowning Drake, child, at the Oscars. Let's see. This is from TMZ. Let's see. Is this the actual video of it?
Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile. Don't worry, I'm lawyered up. Anyway.
He said he was lawyered up, child. And then they show Kendrick. So I thought it was funny. Wait, let me stop.
I hate you like I'm young.
Wow. So they say that Conan O'Brien confusing the Academy Awards with the Super Bowl because he says the show's halfway done. So it's time for someone to quote Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. So he did a Super Bowl halftime show at the Oscars. And he said that they say the show just came back from break, and Conan let everyone know that the Oscars are at the midway point, which means it's time to call Drake a pedophile. Conan's referencing Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance last month when he rapped the song which calls Drake a predator. During that show, he did censor himself and didn't rap the word. Conan's joke got a laugh, and he also assured everyone that he's covered because he lawyered up before the show. Conan hasn't shied away from making controversial jokes in front of dozens of A-listers in attendance tonight. During his monologue, he joked about Carly Sophia Gascon racist posts, and she's actually at the ceremony. Oh, I don't even know nothing about that. Oh, is this her? Let's see what that was.
Carla Sophia Gascon is here tonight. And yeah.
Huh.
And Carla, if you are going to tweet about the Oscars, remember, my name is Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay, that kind of went over my head. I didn't get in. And she clearly didn't even understand what he was saying anyway. She's like, what? What'd he say? I would have been worried if he brought my name up because they finna come with something. They gonna cook you, girl. So apparently she must have did some racist jokes at some point. He said, of course, Drake has been the subject of a ton of jokes since Kendrick flamed his with the diss track last year, a track which took home a ton of trophies at the Grammys in February. We know all this. By the way, more than 1 billion people at home heard the joke. So did a ton of celebrities in the building too. Click through the gallery, blah, blah, blah. This might be the last time Drake is clowned this award season, but we have a feeling these jokes aren't going away anytime soon. No, Not Like Us is globally trending. It's still hitting the charts, going up, up, up. It goes down, then it goes right back up to the top. I mean, and Drake, Drake, what was I gonna say? He came out with this R&B album or whatever with what's his name? PNB, Party Next Door, PND. And it hit the charts, it hit the top for a second. And I think just enough time for people to check it out, see what it was about. And now it's falling and falling fast. So it wasn't a hit. And there's claims that he stole stuff from people. I mean, it's a mess. Nevertheless, on Drake, since I'm here about him, we know that he's suing United Music Group. That's still an active suit. As a matter of fact, Universal has filed for a dismissal. There's a hearing, I believe, on Wednesday about that. In the meantime, iHeart Media, which I have also uploaded this on my Nosy Goddess page, Nozey Goddess, please check that out, about the fact that iHeart Media and Drake settled their suit. Well, he had them in a petition, and the people assumed that, they settled. Oh, that means he must have got something on them and they paid him and No, it turns out, and this is from Nancy Dillon of Rolling Stone, in exchange for documents that showed iHeart did nothing wrong, Drake agreed to drop his petition. No payments were made by either one of us, a source at iHeart Media tells Rolling Stone. So yeah, this comes after them announcing a private settlement between the two. Now, what that means is basically, I guess Drake needed these documents for his lawsuit with UMG. So they came showing him whatever these documents said. But within those documents, it said they did nothing wrong. Maybe UMG tried something, but here you go. So, it's an ongoing battle, and I'm here for it. I am here for it because I'm nosy and I want to know what is going to happen. Let's move on, child. Oh, there's some more about Conan talking about the pedo bit was not personal. It's just a pop culture reference. It says who wrote the Kendrick Lamar joke and bet our executive producer $50 that it would kill, just made $50. Conan O'Brien's joke writer wants everyone who missed the comedic timing of his Oscars bit about Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef just to say that there was no malice on the host's part. So they had a writer write that. It looks like it's a black guy too. Skylar Higley. He's the one who wrote the joke. I mean, listen, when people are dissecting the lyrics, he doesn't even literally call Drake the pedo. He's talking about somebody else and says, why you got this person in your camp when they got weird cases certified. He says it right after he says that, but he does say, hey, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. And there's evidence of that all over the internet. So anyway, that's it I got on that. This is all I got on that. That's that on that. So yeah, I was also going to talk about Lizzo. She's looking good these days. I'm going to attribute this to Ozempic. I don't know. And I'm just wondering, is it going to stick? Remember when Oprah did that liquid diet and she got all thin, but then like a month later again? But she looks good. She don't even look like Lizzo. If I would not have, honestly, I'm really just here for the Lizzo pictures. But good for her. You know, I'm pretty sure she feels good. Oh, duh. Let me share the page. I always forget to share the dang page. Hold on. Where was it? I done lost the thing I was looking at. Well, it says I'm sharing the, oh, that's because this is a picture. Durr. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I would have known this was her. Okay. I really would not have, but she looks really good. Good for her. I'm sure she feels good, you know, and you know, all of us who know what it's like to have been skinny and then gain weight and then have to lose it again, knows that it feels so much better to be less than more. She got her a hottie on her arm. Well, I don't know if he's a hottie, but she got a man on her arm. Go on, girl. What else? That might be all I'm going to do today, child. Yeah, we're going on an hour. Good enough for me. Juti said, Baha, I'm sure that Drake took it personal. Oh, I know he did. He's taking names, child, and he's calling his lawyers. You can best believe. Faye said, these do actually happen. What you referring to, boo? And what's a reach? I'm sorry. I have to switch pages when I read stuff. So I'm not looking at the comments at the same. But I'm not sure what y'all are referring to. That's a reach, and these do happily actually happen. But there's also a delay here. So I don't know if y'all gonna answer me or not. But we could talk about it when I come back. Maybe if not tomorrow, Wednesday. And we will keep doing this thing, child. Just remember to check the Nosy Goddess. I think I had something I wanted to share before we wrap up, though. Something positive. Let me look on my So they got a Nipsey album coming out this summer. Oh, it had to do with Diddy, I think. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all remember. So I did a live sometime, I think last week, and it kind of came up during the live that there was a lockdown on Luigi and Diddy's visitations. They didn't know why. They weren't telling us why at the time. Well, it seems that, well, I'll read the caption here from the source. Sean Diddy Combs and fellow inmate Luigi Mangione, let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Okay. Are facing even stricter confinement at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after a violent brawl erupted among inmates last week. The race riot, reportedly involving over 40 prisoners, led to a facility-wide lockdown, temporarily suspending all family and friend visits for at least a month. So it wasn't just Diddy and Luigi, but sounds like it was an all-out brawl and a racial riot at that, which is horrible. I can't even imagine Diddy. I'm pretty sure the dorm he's in with the 19 other guys, I think they're in a special dorm. So I don't know if that spread to where they're at, if it bled into it or not. I doubt it. But that's why they had to cut visitation, I guess, because when they do visitation, they have to go to a different area. So they're keeping them sequestered. Somebody said, I bet you Diddy ain't put in no work. Like he's going to get out there to fight in the racial riot. I doubt it. Somebody said free both of them. No, we can free Luigi, but leave Diddy where he at, child. I haven't checked Pacer to see if there's any updates on Diddy on his case, but I sure will do that before I come live next time. And somebody said the stories we gonna hear from Diddy. Oh, like he's gonna come out and get on TikTok? Girl, bye. They already on super lockdown. They ain't nowhere near where it set off at. That's what I was thinking. Somebody said, damn, that shit turning orange is the new black. How is it a race riot in Brooklyn? Well, I mean, it's in Brooklyn, but I'm pretty sure they have all types of people in the actual jail. They say that's the only jail in New York. I think that's what they said as far as Brooklyn goes. I mean, as far as federal goes, that's the only holding facility. Oh, that's kind of what I thought, GT. You were talking about Kourtney's, what they were saying about his son. So you don't think he has a kid? You know, Mason, back to Mason real quick. Let me put his picture up here. Mason, 15. I saw some things when I was looking into this whole rumor stuff. Now, it seems that he was in a car accident some months ago with some other kids. What was being reported was that they were drinking at one of his friends' houses and he decided let's drive home anyway, and ran into a tree or had an accident. It was a DUI situation. And then Scott was speaking out saying, if I find out he has a drinking problem or if he's drinking alcohol, I'm gonna step up sooner rather than later, because he himself knows what that's all about. He himself has been very open about, well, we saw it on the Kardashians. If you watched the show back in the day when he was still with Kourtney, he was drinking all the time, drinking and drugging. And he, just didn't have good coping skills when it came to losing his parents and whatever else his problem was. I think another issue was that, and I still believe this to be true because I did watch the show, and Kourtney and Khloe had a show together. I don't remember what it was like. Kourtney and Khloe do something or whatever the show was. And this is when they were, single and having fun. I don't know if they had kids. I don't think they had kids yet, either one of them. Yeah, because Kourtney was the first one to have them. So no, they didn't have kids yet. So I think her and Scott had broken up, and she ended up pregnant. But they showed on the show she was dating this model, gorgeous, and they showed them like the fact that they were having sex and all that, right? Well, not long after she had that little fling, she went back to Scott and then told Scott that she's pregnant, and he was pissed because he didn't want to have kids. And they showed this on the show. And I personally think she went to Scott because Scott's familiar. Scott was probably at the time the love of her life. She probably always wanted to have kids with Scott. And so she went to Scott and said, I'm pregnant. Now, when she had the baby, this model came out of the woodwork and sued for paternity testing. He wanted to know, he felt like this was his child. And it was all over the blogs. He wanted a paternity test. They fought him on it. And then eventually they showed that it was negative for him. Personally, I feel like Chris and all her pull and resources was able to get a doctor in their pocket and get this paperwork looking in their favor. I personally think this is that model's child. He looks in this picture, he looks like that guy. And I don't know. I tried to find it. They must have had the internet scrub because I couldn't find it. But that guy he looked like this picture. And in this picture, Mason looks like a handsome kid. Now, there's other pictures where it looked like he had gained a bunch of weight, and, teenagers go through their thing. But I feel like Kourtney lied. And then they say Rain, well, not her youngest, because now she has, I think his name is Rocky with Barker. But the son before that, Rain, they say is Justin Bieber's child. And if people have put side by sides of them next to each other, and I'm like, ugh, because remember when she was having that fling with Justin Bieber? That was all over the news too. Child, this family is a mess. Juti said, maybe he has a kid, but being made to have a kid. Oh, being made. Yeah. Girl, I don't know. I don't put, to be honest, the things I have heard, a lot of things, I go down these rabbit holes. Like I'm going down a rabbit hole right now with regard to this whole Tupac trial and the people who are being implicated in things, not just Snoop, but there's other people. I'm telling you, I don't even talk about half the stuff that I'll be finding out because it sounds so crazy. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't put anything past anybody. Honestly, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. But, if we're going to just, live right here in the 3D land and act like happen and these people aren't crazy and they don't do really gross and disgusting things, then yeah, I would agree. Yeah, Lizzo does look beautiful, Michelle. Are you in the replay, huh? Okay. So anyway, that's what I had to say about the Kardashians and that mess. But I don't typically talk about them, especially not on this channel, but maybe on the other channel. I should have actually done a video on this on the other channel, but I might still. Anyway, y'all, listen, have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but happy Tuesday in advance. Have a great rest of your week if I don't see you. But make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your bell is on so you're seeing notifications. Yeah, and that's all I got. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace. And make a difference out there, will ya?